What professionals know that the rest of us don't appreciate is that failure can teach you more than success ever will. Failure is feedback, and truly successful people use it to move forward in their careers. Thomas Edison, in his efforts to invent a working light bulb, once said, "I have not failed. I have just found 10,000 ways that won't work." Welcome to Medium, the University of Future Billionaires. If you have not yet subscribed, then do subscribe cause you are missing out. Now, without wasting any more of your precious time, let us start our video. If you want to be a pro in your field, you are going to have to break the terrible amateur habit of looking at what people have without paying attention to what they did to get it. Chasing the results without understanding the process will lead to short-lived success, if not outright failure. Anyone who aspires to achieve success, don't do what others do. How do you do this, exactly? Well, there are 5 things we've discovered that professionals do that amateurs don't. 1. Amateurs wait for clarity. Pros take action. You have to know what you are before you can figure out what you want to do. Self-awareness is an important part of life, and it's especially important for creators. Because so much of what you create is tied to who you are, you have to get clear on your identity. But there's a right way and a wrong way to go about this. Clarity comes only with action. If we must perform our way into professionalism, then we must first call ourselves what we want to become, and then get to the work of mastery. Your confidence comes from knowing what you are and your commitment to acting on that knowledge. 2. Amateurs want to arrive. Pros want to get better. You have to become a student long before you get to be a master. We are all apprentices in a craft, no one masters, Hemingway once said. In other words, you have to submit yourself to the teaching of those who have gone before you. You have to study their work and emulate their techniques until you begin to find a style of your own. People just want to be recognized as genius, but it isn't until they start putting themselves around teachers and the teaching of true masters, people realize how little they knew, and how much they still have to grow in their field. Hemingway did this, too. It wasn't until he spent a few years at the feet of Gertrude Stein and Sherwood Anderson in Paris, that he grew from a good writer into a masterful one. If you don't do this, you delude yourself into thinking you are better than you really are, which is the fastest route to failure and anonymity. 3. Amateurs practice as much as they have to. Pros never stop. You have to practice even, maybe especially, when it hurts. It's not enough to show up and work every day. You have to keep challenging yourself, keep pushing yourself beyond your limits. This is how we grow. Frequency trumps quantity. It's better to work a little toward mastering your craft every day than a lot once in a while. John Grisham knew this, too. He wrote his first novel in small pieces during the only free hour he had before work every morning. By the time he was done, 3 years later, he'd created a new genre. The legal thriller. What if he'd decided it was too painful to get up to write at 5 a.m. every day? What if he'd given in to the overwhelming feeling of writing a novel on top of 70-hour work weeks? What if you decide the same? 4. Amateurs leap for their dreams. Pros build a bridge. You have to build a bridge, not take a leap. It's not about the giant leaps of faith or big breaks that will make your career. It's the daily practice. You have to put the time in, but it's more of a marathon than a sprint. What's the thing that really needs to stick? It's not the idea. It's the person. 5. Amateurs build a skill, but pros build a portfolio. You must master more than one skill. This doesn't mean you have to be a jack of all trades, but you must become a master of some. For example, all the professionals are good at more than one thing. One is a great creator while also smart at leadership. For creative professionals, this doesn't mean you have to work at your craft uninterrupted for 8 hours a day, at least not for most professionals. It means you will spend your time getting your work out there through a variety of channels and mediums, or that you'll work for part of the day and master something else with the rest of your time. Either way, you must develop your own portfolio. Finally, before we conclude, we are giving out bonus content to every viewer who has watched our video till the end as a token of gratitude. The true fact about amateurs is that they want to be noticed, but pros want to be remembered. The professionals think about the long game, about what they want to work on that might endure for the next 100 years, but the amateur is concerned with the big break, whereas the pro is more focused on delaying immediate gratification in exchange for long-term success. They're disciplines that you keep doing that allow you to keep succeeding. And if you don't do them, you're really just rolling the dice. So if you want to be a professional at any craft, I'd highly encourage you to start applying these habits today. Thank you.